Imagine this. You're laying back in your couch after a long day when, bam, breaking news. Your life is a dumpster fire. Everything is in shambles. Huh? Where'd that come from? That's the suck. Your brain's 24/7 tabloid, pumping nonstop nonsense news from your life into your brain all day, every day. Didn't get a text back today? You're a loser. Forgot milk? Early Alzheimer's alert. Felt awkward at a party? Everybody hates you. Okay, I'm exaggerating just like the Suck News Network does. But there is a real, honest, true travesty here. And that is that we rely on this nonsense news in our brain to appraise our performance and inform our decisions. We're basically Satya Nadella's running our Microsoft lives based on news feeds that we get from Facebook. So let's talk about how to change the channel. The bad news is that there is no way to turn off the Suck News Network in our brains because it is evolutionarily wired into us. Back in the day, this tendency to blow things out of proportion was actually pretty useful. Hey, remember when Grug went swimming and the hippo ate half of him? Oh yeah, that was wild. Maybe we shouldn't bathe there anymore. Good call. High five. These dramatic stories helped us survive, and they form the bias of our culture, which helped us thrive. Plus, making sense of random events helps us reduce anxiety and feel more in control of our lives. But here's the problem. It's all perceived control. In reality, the Suck News Network is controlling us. Your brain is not reporting everything. It's got a nasty slant to its editorial. Say you go jogging. Whoop-de-doo, says the brain. Did you see that guy with the Pomeranian, the way he looked at you? Newsflash, you're a laughingstock. Or, oh, you bumped into your new neighbor and had a pleasant chat, eh? Ah, did you see that Instagram comment? Newsflash, your haircut's stupid. And the Suck News Network is obsessed with status. Trending, everyone is having way more fun than you are. Shocking, you still can't afford a bigger apartment. This makes us fixate on what's going wrong with stuff that's not really that important to us and lose focus on what really matters most in life and making steady, gradual progress in that direction. And the more you tune into the Suck News Network, the more control is your story. It's the feedback loop of doom. For example, say the suck starts getting me to think that I'm not a great parent. And this starts stressing me out. So I start acting anxious. My kids observe this and start acting out as well, reflecting my behavior. All of a sudden, I have a self-reinforcing cycle. And the more you succumb to these feedback doom loops, the more your life becomes, as the world burns, the tragic tale of your life. Or maybe you can do something about it. Here are 4 ways to resist the suck of your brain's clickbait machine. First, broaden your narrative. Instead of letting your brain write trashy tabloid tales, take control with your own broader narrative. The story living framework I like the most comes from Donald Miller and his book A Million Miles in 1,000 Years. It goes like this. A story is a character who wants something and overcomes obstacles to get it. Simple. A character. Good news. That's you. You're the star. Who wants something? Well, that's a topic for many other videos. Become a superhero, feel admirable, optimize for energy, that sort of thing. Who overcomes obstacles? Well, the obstacle internally is the suck. Externally, it's the problem that you want to take on to do something extraordinary. And the achievement, well, that's overcoming those obstacles. And I've got some great news for you that comes from Pixar's #1 rule of storytelling. We don't admire characters for their successes. We admire them for their attempts, for trying. So essentially, participation trophies are actually a thing in real life. But you got to play your own game. Step 2, fact check yourself. You know those old computers that used to spit out the nonstop streams of what they're processing and that rocket scientists would look at to figure out what's going on? Well, that's what you want for your brain. A nonstop stream of objective data of what's happening. How do you do this in practice? Well, log what you're doing, objectively, no stories. For example, bad? I am the world's worst dad once again. I was at the park with my son, daydreaming about the next YouTube video when he climbed up on something, fell off and smashed his face. I don't deserve to be a parent. Good. Took my son to the park. Brainstormed a fun YouTube video idea. My kid hurt his face. That's it. No drama, no story, just objective, dry data. Step 3, create a chain of command. Think of yourself like a corporate hierarchy. You, today, watching this, are the low-level employee, collecting the raw data. Above you is your end-of-week self. They're like the middle manager reviewing these reports. Above them is your end-of-month self. They're the department heads, making bigger, broader decisions. And above them is your end-of-year self, maybe the vice president. They're setting broader directions and strategy. Each level uses the objective data from below to make better decisions on a broader scale. Garbage in, garbage out, my corporate finance bosses used to tell me. So your job at every level of this hierarchy is to provide as accurate, unbiased data as possible and avoid devolving into nonsensical garbage. It's like playing a really slow game of telephone with your future selves. Step 4, bring in the bots. No matter how objective you try to be, the suck is always there in your brain's boardroom, spinning fantastic tables that are very seductive. So sometimes we need an outside perspective. You could talk to a therapist, you could call up a good friend, or you could be a cheapo loner like me and consult AI. Once you've got a few months worth of objective data, feed it into an LLM and prompt it for insights. Ask it this: you are my 90-year-old self. Here are the reports from my life for the past 90 days. If I keep this up until I'm 90, what might I regret? What should I do more of? And what should I cut out to make room for the good stuff? It's like having a way less biased, way more knowledgeable version of your future self as a fortune teller / advisor. Oh my gosh, breaking news. It's coming from your 90-year-old future self. They have something they want me to pass on to you. Okay, got it. Okay. Stop drooling over the Stuck News Network's nonstop nonsense. Create your own objective reporting channel and use that information to push your life in unsucky, extraordinary directions.